The last few months, or should I say the last few years, all of these asymmetric horror games have been really disappointing me. Now, namely, you know I'm gonna say it, last year, The Nightmare, or as it's recently launched, last year, After Dark. So I was a bit hesitant to go ahead and pre-order this Resident Evil 3 remake, even though it came with a multiplayer part called Resistance. Now, a few days before, they had a few content creators and general public get their hands on this game, and I played it for the last 3 hours. Now, that was my first mistake. My second mistake was not pre-ordering this game at how smooth it plays. First and foremost, I have to say that controlling everything or all of your views as a hunter or killer in this game through cameras is a bit weird, but being able to jump into different zombies kind of gives you the ability to be 2 or 3 different killers at once. Now, there are a few pros, and of course you guys are gonna know from a killer point of view a lot of cons. Now, a lot of these games work by making these survivors feel empowered and able to take down the killer if they would want to. In this game, you're not able to do damage to the killer exactly, but you're able to do sets of activities that can hinder his performance towards stopping you escape the experiment, which I think makes the game very, very balanced. Now, Dead by Daylight, which I stopped playing altogether for some reason, I just got bored of it, I think I'm gonna get back into it, isn't really balanced because these survivors aren't afraid of the killer at all. They know that there's a killer on the map, they'll bump into him sooner or later, but in the Resistance multiplayer mode, the survivors don't know where I'm necessarily gonna come from. I can spawn zombies, traps, hazards at random, and it kinda keeps them on their toes, which gives that sense of fear that I feel other asymmetrical horror games are lacking these days. Now, the objectives that have to be done by the survivors are pretty straightforward. If you've played a Resident Evil game before, or you've played something similar, then you won't be left in the dark as to what you have to do to get the objectives done, which I think is another pro in this game, because half the time people leave asymmetrical horror games or horror games in general is when they get stuck at a certain level and they can't progress. And it kind of goes without saying that all of the unfinished horror games on my channel, that I'm some people. If I don't understand what I'm supposed to do and I can't have it figured out in the 5 minutes that I have to play the game, I'm just not gonna go back to it. I'm sorry. Unapologetically, it just isn't for me. But this game finds a way to keep these survivors working together towards the task, and at times they'll have to separate, which makes them easier to pick off with a horde of zombies, or as you can see in the clip right now, your trusty machine gun, which I'm not sure how works behind a camera. I really didn't get that bit. But anywho, all in all, the game plays nice as there are 4 survivors that you can pick from, and each of them have their varying skills that you're supposed to use together as a team to exit the experiment and trying to keep everyone alive. Now, I'll say there is a big difference between a unified team and a team that has no idea what they're doing. Now, this first match that I played was with a team that was trying to get their hands on the game, and I think this was the first multiplayer game that I played as well. Nonetheless, because I've had experience with games like this, I knew that the best way to go about it was to tackle survivors as they separate, put traps in tight corners, and I'd get them sooner enough. But I think the last game that I played a few minutes before the beta was terminated, that will be one of my next uploads. I played against a really good team, and it was ridiculous how they racked up the time. Every positive that you do towards an objective gives you an addition of seconds, sort of say. So as the hunter or killer, if the survivors run out of time, it's in my favor, and if they gain time, it's in their favor. But a unified team really gets as much time on the clock as possible by doing the simplest of things. Now, Now, I haven't played the beta as Survivor, so I have no idea what it's like playing as a Survivor. I only played the tutorial, and that was about it for me. I don't like playing these games as Survivor because my, let's just say my heart can't really handle it. And as the killer, it plays really well, especially when you get to spawn in X. Now, this guy is time limited, of course, but he deals so much damage to the survivors, it should actually be one spawn per game. In the second game that I played, I was able to spawn him in twice, but because that team was so unified, they got me again and again and again. So all in all, it's a fun play, especially when you can zoom into crawler zombies or zombies that you spawn in, and you're able to actually attack them as the zombies. Now, a con is all of these zombies are horribly, terribly slow, and they take about a year to spawn in, as you can see from the guy that I just spawned in that stairwell. And I'm hoping they'll run around and get surprised by him. But look at him. He's just standing there, not even doing anything. Look at that. Oh man. But anywho, the slow parts of the game unwittingly are how long it takes to spawn in the zombies, and the traps, however, they spawn in really quickly and are very, very effective. There are add-ons that you can use to your zombies, for example, your Berserker Mist, that makes them go a bit crazier and harder to shoot. You have zombie dogs, crawler zombies, security guard zombies, loot zombies, and for some reason there's a dealer zombie. I'm not sure if that was a special card that was put in for the beta, but that was interesting to see. And as you can see, just came up to the bottom left, my bio weapon, Mr. X. All right, now you can spawn him in wherever. Unlike last year, the Nightmare, you don't have to be a specific distance away from the survivors. You can spawn zombies in at random, but when you spawn them in and they see them getting spawned in, they just shoot them before they even get up, which is really, really annoying. And one of the survivors can heal everyone, and that just sets you back ages when it takes about 3 different rooms to even deal enough damage to get a survivor down. But all in all, guys, I've really been enjoying the Resident Evil multiplayer mode Resistance, and if you get really good at it and get your head around the camera actions and how to control the rooms with the cameras, then you can pretty much take out survivors. Easier said than done, I should say. And some of these survivors are only going to start getting better at this game because it is released, and you will see a lot of people grinding and upgrading their characters as much as possible. I myself have been planning to order this game, but I'm waiting to see if I can get it by any other means first. Wink, wink, if you know what I mean. But all in all, guys, I will let you enjoy the rest of this gameplay. I think the time finishes on this team, and I was able to get a 4K at the end of it. Let me know what you think about this multiplayer mode for Resident Evil. I said in my last video that I really think Battle Royale games are kind of dying out at the moment, and I think asymmetrical games will see a comeback because a lot of people were excited for this game. And unlike the Predator Hunting Grounds that took a while to get into a match, I think that was due to lack of beta players, this got me into a game almost instantly, which means a lot of people should already be playing this. But once again, let me know what you think about this game in the comment section below, and I will see you guys the next time I upload. Make sure you drop a like and a subscribe. My name is Brian on an Island, and I am
If
out.
I were infected with a virus and could kill the world, then I would be conflicted about escaping too. But do you have to be so slow about it? Do not fight it. Go into the darkness. I've seen faster shop mannequins. faster than you, including the ones served in garlic. You are blinded. Where are your enemies? Where are your friends? Oh, goodness. You are so slow. Bad luck, my friend. It takes more than brute strength to win.